Are you ready? Excellent. Well, good morning, everybody. Thank you so much for coming. Miigwech, good morning. Welcome to Ajax. Today we've come together to observe and reflect on the National Day of Truth and Reconciliation as a community. I'd like to begin today's event by acknowledging that the land on which we gather is situated within the traditional and treaty territory of the Mississaugas, more specifically, the Mississaugas of Scugog Island First Nation, signatories of the Gunshot Treaty of 1788 and the Williams Treaties of 1923. This land is and will continue to be home to the Indigenous peoples. Let us acknowledge the mistakes and traumas of the past through authenticity and support truth and reconciliation. Let us engage and celebrate Indigenous communities by being leaders of action and acknowledging the United Nations Declaration on the Rights of Indigenous Peoples and the Truth and Reconciliation Commission's recommendations towards truth and reconciliation. Let us keep these principles close as we continue towards truth and reconciliation and as we move forward with kindness and respect as a community. Thank you. To begin, I'd like to extend a warm welcome to a number of people who are here today. Representing MP Mark Holland's office, we have Tharani Rameswaran. Are you here? Oh, maybe not here yet. We have, of course, our MPP, Minister Rod Phillips, is here. From my council, we have our entire council. I'm very proud to introduce them. We have Regional Councillor Joanne Dyes, Regional Councillor Lee, and Regional Councillor Marilyn Crawford. And we have our local councillors, Lisa Bauer, Ashmead Khan, and Rob Tyler Moran. And finally, save the best for last, Elder Kim Wheatley, here representing, as well as Paul Zamiska, representing the Bawaji-Gaduan Aboriginal Community Circle. I'll get better at that as we go. I need to say it a few more times. On behalf of Ajax Council, we'd like to extend our deepest support to the entire Indigenous community. We understand that the discovery of Indigenous children buried in the grounds of residential schools across Canada is a stark reminder of the intergenerational trauma and perpetual systemic pain and injustices at the hands of Canadian history, both past and present. We believe that the National Day of Truth and Reconciliation leaves space for the community to come together to reflect and support the Mississaugas of Scugog Island First Nations and other Indigenous communities during these very emotional and difficult times. Council's decision to install a permanent flagpole raising the Mississaugas of Scugog Island's First Nations flag outside Town Hall comes at a time where we continue to stand in solidarity with all Indigenous communities by building supports and demanding concrete action towards truth and reconciliation. I'd now like to call on Elder Kim Wheatley to please come say a few words and begin the traditional ceremony. Kim, please.
Miigwech, Mayor Collier. Anin Bojo, Sego Tanse Kwekwe Wache, Segoli, bonjour, and good morning, everybody. It is wonderful to be here, and I am honored to participate in this most significant moment. The raising of a community flag is the acknowledgement of our continued existence on these lands. Mishike and Dodem, Shkudenigan Wawaskonen Indigenous Cause, Shawanagan Dunji, Giwe and Zibi and Dunjaba, Nishinabe Kwe, Ojibwe, Borwarami and Dao. Now, as I speak those words, I'm very aware that many of you have no idea what I'm saying, but we've had 500 years to learn. So hoping that there will be an upgrade soon. Anin Bojo, my spirit recognizes your spirit. Meshiken and Dodem, our governance system, the clan system, I identify as Turtle and Bear Clan. Shawanaga and Dunjaba. I come from Shawanaga First Nations, which is located in the Georgian Bay region of Ontario. And I identify as head or leader of the Fire Flower. That's my spirit name. I'm also a life giver in this life walk, and I'm honored to be asked to open us up in a good way. I want to encourage each and every one of you to cement this moment in your hearts and to be the ones that will hold the seeds of change, that will walk us towards that road of reconciliation that is everybody's responsibility. We didn't create the situation that has brought us to this point, but we're certainly extending a hand of friendship and support to each and every one of you, that you will maintain and sustain a meaningful relationship with us and embrace the fact that you are change makers. You are powerful. You have skills, abilities, and privilege that will allow you to manifest real change. Really, really proud that leadership is here bearing witness to these words. My challenge to each and every one of you is to walk your talk. What are you going to do? How are you going to educate those in your circles? How are you going to impact community members who are looking to you to be recognized, to be included? Creating space for voice like this today is one of those very meaningful and powerful steps. And I'm so proud. I'm so proud of this town, the town of Ajax. I lived here once and I loved it. And I continue to have my heart buried in the ground here in lots of different ways because of all the ceremonies that you continue to make space for. Scugog Island. Scugog Island is the local First Nations community that you are living, working, and playing upon. This is traditional and treaty territory, as you heard. The bodies of our ancestors are buried in the grounds here in many, many places because we've been here for thousands of years. And so as you place your feet on the faces of our ancestors, remember on a daily basis to give thanks. Remember to acknowledge those that have gone on before us, those who have sacrificed willingly and unwillingly, those whose names we no longer speak. As we bring our hearts and minds together, I invite you to think about the sands, the soils, the clays, the gravels, the rocks, the stone beings, and all of the mountains. Now, this is what we call the first order of creation. This is the place that receives our bodies when our life walks are done. This is the place where we learn about strength and resilience. Strength and resilience is demonstrated by those beautiful ancient beings we call grandmothers and grandfathers. That's what we call the mineral world, grandmothers and grandfathers. And they bear witness to the words you speak on a daily basis. They bear witness to the actions you undertake, the feelings that you hold, the songs that you sing. And so on this day, I invite you to recognize the ancestors of these lands, but also your ancestors. We're all indigenous from somewhere on the planet. And so as we embrace that connection, I invite you to give greetings and thanks to those beautiful ancient beings. We also want to acknowledge all of the grasses, the shrubs, the trees, the bushes, the hardwoods, the softwoods, the berries, the hanging fruits, and all of the medicines. Now, this is what we call the second order of creation. These are the ones who sacrifice on a daily basis to take care of you, to take care of all of us, to take care of all the beings that exist on earth. They heal our bodies when we're not well. They fill our bellies when we're hungry. They provide protection from the elements because our bodies are frail, and they provide endless beauty for our senses. They are the ones who are bearing witness right now to the words we are speaking, to the ceremony we are undertaking, to the acknowledgement of ancestors who still exist in the spirit world. As spiritual beings having a physical experience and not physical beings having a spiritual experience, this is your moment to be present. This is your moment to embrace the power and giftedness of who you are. You might have woke up this morning not thinking about who you are and how significant you are, but I want to remind you that you are. And the plant beings, they wait on a daily basis for us to just gather our thoughts and our hearts and give them greetings and thanks. So I invite you to do that at this time. The word we use in the Anishinaabe language is miigwech. And then we want to bring our hearts and minds together and think about the third order of creation. These are our elder brothers and sisters. These are all of the swimmers, the crawlers, the flyers, the two-leggeds, the four-leggeds, those that live up in the sky world, and those that live beneath the earth. These are the ones who teach us about how to be community members. These are the ones who teach us how to raise our children. These are the ones who we call companions. They are also our food source. They are ancient, powerful teachers. And if you haven't paused today to recognize the other beings who share the planet with us, I invite you to do that right now and give them greetings and thanks. Now, the fourth order of creation is us. This is the human race in all the shapes, sizes, colors, and faith-based practices that we exhibit around the world. No matter who you are, where you come from, I acknowledge you today. I welcome you today. I honor you today, but also your ancestors, the ones who came long before you so you could be here today. And I acknowledge your descendants, the ones who will come long after you, the ones who you may never meet, but the ones who hopefully will remember you and offer greetings and thanks for their life. I want to acknowledge the life force that connects us all. In my language, we call it nebe. In English, you call it water. Water is life. Water connects us all. And Scugog Island is an island surrounded by water. That life force is present in everything that they do, but it's also present in everything that we do. It's in the air that we breathe. It's 85% of our body. We are a microcosm of the macrocosm. So when you look at the earth herself, Mashkikamikwe, our earth mother, the one who teaches us about generosity, about reciprocity, about resilience, about strength and power. Our beautiful Earth Mother takes care of us all, no matter what kind of human being we choose to be on a daily basis. On this day, we've come with good hearts and good minds, and so I acknowledge the water. I was given tobacco to speak here today in a good way, with a good heart and a good mind. It was done in the way that my ancestors would understand. And these words I speak are the words my ancestors also would understand. Southern Ontario is filled with Anishinaabe people. Indeed, we extend from the East Coast all the way to the West Coast. And the Mississauga Nation is one of the many nations that identify as Anishinaabe. If that word is new to your ears, learn to say that word. Learn to say that word, because that's what we call ourselves. As we bear witness to the raising of this flag, this beautiful, significant marker, permanent marker of the communities that are still here, that are still demonstrating strength and resilience, that are still holding up their treaty responsibilities. And if you don't know what a treaty is, you're a treaty partner. Google it. Learn whose land you're on and what your treaty responsibilities are. Honor yourself. Honor the people whose land this is. This is our home. We didn't come from any place else. We never went to anybody else's land and claimed or renamed it. We've always been here. And we will continue to be here, extending that powerful and sincere hand of friendship to encourage you to truly get to know us, to dispel stereotypes, to honor lands and territories in the many ways that you can do, whether anybody sees it, recognizes it, or understands it. This is something that you can do on a daily basis to honor yourself. Kanata. Kanata is a country that was built on the ancestors of our bodies. And so when we look forward to relationship building, raising a flag, a community flag, is significant. It's actually very moving. As I sat and listened to the words spoken by your esteemed mayor, I could feel tears starting to well up and emotions starting to spill over. I couldn't have imagined a day like this. As a traditional grandmother who's been doing this work for 3 decades, I've never really seen this until now. And it's meaningful. It's powerful, and it's important. So if you didn't realize that, I hope you can feel that right now. I hope you can help support that emotion as we honor this day. I'm awed by the number of orange shirts I see. And yes, workers, I know you wear orange shirts, but you know, that color is meaningful for us. Phyllis Webstad, you know, she started this movement of Orange Shirt Day to honor the children who never came home, but they're here today. Their spirits are here. The spirits of the ancestors of Scugog Island are here. The spirit of the Anishinaabe people is here. It's in the ground. It's in the plant world. It's in the elder brother world, that animal world, and hopefully it's here in your hearts right now. Hopefully you are shifting your relationship with us. If you haven't stepped forward, if you have not stepped forward to begin a relationship of learning and knowing and being and doing, please do that. Please do that. We are waiting for you. We have always been waiting for you. Well, these are difficult times that we travel together. We cannot have a flag raising without acknowledging the lives of all of those children who are being discovered and uncovered across the country. We're well over 6,000 children at this point. And they say the numbers may reach 50,000. This is a huge number. Children between the ages of 3 to 16 years of age. Who knows what they could have been? Who knows what kind of families they might have had? Who knows how many would have been here at this moment on this day, bearing witness to the very significant action of extending a hand of friendship, respect, and relationship to our nations, between all nations. I see all nations represented here. This makes my heart sing. This reminds us that we're all part of that human family. This is our moment. This is our moment to honor all that has been, all that is now, and all that will be. Hopefully we will do that together, united in purpose, in heartfelt commitment, and in sustained, meaningful ways. Don't make this a one-off. Now, I've been asked to read a message from the chief of Scugog Island. But before I do that, I want to acknowledge and honor my beautiful friend here that I just met, Paul, from Bawajagawin. This is an Indigenous organization that services all of Durham region. And I thank you for keeping that medicine burning and for representing a community who is accessible to you. If you want to learn about our communities, if you want to connect to events, reach out to this man. Let him know. You have a website as well? Go to the website and see what's going on. Come and join us. It's long overdue. The invitation is forever. We will always be opening our arms to you, regardless of how painful the journey may be. Think about this. The discomfort you're feeling at this moment as I talk about the dead children, for most of you, will be relatively momentary. But for us as community members, it is forever. We carry that pain and hardship forever. So take a moment on this day as you wear that orange shirt in respect and honor and remembrance that every child matters. This is a statement on the National Day for Truth and Reconciliation from Chief Kelly LaRocca. Now, this has been Orange Shirt Day right up until this year. And it's now been renamed National Day for Truth and Reconciliation. It's quite a mouthful. Orange Shirt Day was a lot easier to say. But I'm honored to read the words of this wonderful and amazing chief, who is a mother. She's a daughter. She's an auntie. She's a friend. She's a human being who is trying to make a difference. And unfortunately, she wasn't able to be here today, but these are her words. On Canada's first official National Day for Truth and Reconciliation, we hope Canadians from coast to coast take a moment to sit with the memories of our lost children. Especially today, we commemorate the victims and survivors of the residential school system, an inhumane attempt at eradicating our culture, our language, and effectively our people. The result of whose consequences still impact us to this very day in countless ways, and that has yet to be appropriately addressed by the federal government, who enabled it. The Truth and Reconciliation Report was published in 2015. Back then, it called for a National Day for Truth and Reconciliation to allow us to reflect and heal from the trauma of the 60 Scoop and residential schools. Acknowledging the truth is a precondition for reconciliation and essential to building a solid foundation for future generations to live on this land in harmony and respect. Why did it take over 6 years and the findings of well over 1,000, well, we know that's now 6,000, unmarked graves of Indigenous children to finally act on this request? We have provided the framework that is needed to get this work done in the form of the TRC, the Truth and Reconciliation Report's 94 calls to action. As Murray Sinclair framed so beautifully, we have described for you a mountain. We have shown you a path to the top. We call upon you to do the climbing. Now it is up to the federal government to implement the change they have promised. The truth is, Indigenous issues fall short on the list of government priorities. However, we are climbing, and it is because of the support we are gaining from our community, from our youth, and from our neighbors. The elevation of the National Day for Truth and Reconciliation to a federal statutory holiday is an opportunity for all Canadians to reflect on our past collectively. It is an invitation to take responsibility and to join us on our journey forward. We continue to walk forward with our heads held high, as we have always done, as we will always do, for the children, lost but not forgotten. Bon mon pied, till we meet again. Those are the words of Chief Kelly LaRocca of Scugog Island. If you haven't had an opportunity to reach out to her, please acknowledge that community. Let them know that you are here as I don't even know the word to use, actually, because there's so many words I could pick, but, you know, as a fellow human being, that your hearts are solidly intertwined with the hearts of who we are historically, who we are right now, and who we hope to be moving forward. Those are the words that I will speak at this time, because I think we are about ready to raise a flag. And almost, it's been my honor to speak from my heart to your heart on this day. I didn't prepare or memorize any words, because our way is to acknowledge who you are and to be present in the moment. I hope you have stood present with me at this time. And I hope that the words I have spoken have planted seeds that will last a lifetime. Share them in your circles, your professional circles, your personal circles, your family circles, your friends' circles. Circles upon circles upon circles will elevate us to the place where we will no longer, perhaps, have to share the grief. The grief for us will never end, but the hope for us will endure. I am grandmother Kim Wheatley, and it's been my honor to offer these words on this day. Miigwech to each and every one of you.
Thank you so much, Kim. Please stay up here for just a minute. just have to do the proclamation first. So I do have the proclamation from the town of Ajax. The corporation of the, first of all, thank you so much for those amazing words. Moving, I think, to everybody. Thank you so much on behalf of the town. We do have the proclamation. The corporation of the town of Ajax hereby proclaims September 30th, 2021 as National Day for Truth and Reconciliation, Orange Shirt Day, presented on behalf of myself and Ajax Council. Thank you very much. I'll give this to you. And we do have one other thing here. I'll give this to you. And I wonder if Councillor Crawford could come up for just a minute, please. We do have this to present to you as well. This was the event that we held when the first 500 children in British Columbia in Kelowna, just over here, and the province, around the province, and the province. Now we can do the flag. Okay, very good.
I'm just going to offer a song as the flag is raised, and I ask each and every one of you to please stand at this moment.
You want council up for this or after? You want council up for now? So can I get council to come up, please, and assist with the raising? I think I just did this. No. Yeah, let's get everybody up.
Come, Paul.
Yeah, Paul. And remember now, to watch it your way. Are you ready? Okay. I'll just great. Too bad there's no wind today. So I'd just like to take a moment to thank Elder Kim Wheatley, the Bawajig, my apologies, Bawajigewin Aboriginal Community Circle, and the entire Indigenous community for your time today. This past year has proven to be a challenge for the community. Our thoughts and reflections are with the Mississaugas of Scugog Island First Nation and all Indigenous communities at this time. Elder Kim Wheatley will now conclude this morning's ceremony with some traditional singing and drumming as we continue to reflect on the National Day of Truth and Reconciliation, remembering the painful effects of the residential school system and honoring all survivors and children who did not make it home. Annie, and thank you.
This has been very moving for me, for us, for those that have gone on long before us, and for those that are here. Now, my beautiful esteemed friend Paul here came prepared to offer a song. You know, and one of the ways that we acknowledge when things are going well, or that you're enjoying it, or that, you know, you're present with it, is we make this sound. It's different from clapping. I know in the Western world you clap, but we do what's called a buffalo yell. And I want to encourage you to learn how to do that and know that it's not rude. I've been doing it all along. It sounds like this. Try it. Oh, you guys have done this before. So my beautiful brother here is going to sing a song, and then I'll close with a song. And at the end of his song and at the end of my song, maybe that's the sound we'll hear instead of clapping. It's a way of honoring the unseen world. The seen and the unseen are equal in our way of knowing, in our way of life. And so we're honoring those that have gone on before us, those that will come along after us, but we're honoring each other as well. So don't be shy to make that sound. That's called a buffalo yell. Paul, come on up.
Miigwech, and I was very honored to sit and listen and learn today. My history as an Indigenous person is, a part of sort of Canadian history, and how the Indian Act was successful in my family. And I learned that I was an Indigenous person through my mother and the stories from my family. I started looking into it more from maybe a way a lot of us do, is through our children. And my daughters asked me when, the government gave them a card, well, what does that mean? I learned a lot, and one of the reasons I want to be here today on this day is to make sure that everybody knows in Durham region there is a place to go and learn. And I've learned a lot. I'm part of the Bawagajewin organization as well. I'm a drummer, and I've only been drumming for a few years with Wingush Dewagan, which means Sweetgrass Heartbeat. And that's a drum organization under the elder John Rice, who is from close to Shawanaga, and in my community also. In our language that I'm learning, I practice. Ani Bojo, Paul Zemiskin Adijnikaz Jebananing Nadojabo. I'm from Killarney, Ontario, and I'm a member of the Wikwimkong Unceded First Nation. So I encourage anybody that has that background and they're wondering about it to come out and learn. The song I'm going to sing is maybe one of the first songs we all learn as Indigenous people around the drum. It's called the American Indian Movement Song, and it was a gift given during some troubled times in the States in the 70s. And the story that I was told was that when they sang this song, they were protected from some of the things that were happening around them that day. And that song was a gift from the people of the North to the people that lived in the Blackfoot Hills.
Miigwech, Paul. That is such an important song. Some call it the AIM song, as was mentioned, but it also has many other names. That song is thousands of years old. It's an ancient song. So how beautiful is it to have that kind of history come to life through that beautiful universal language known as music. And I loved hearing your buffalo yells, by the way. Great job. You guys are fast learners. I wanted to offer two songs. One, to ask at this moment that each and every one of you takes a moment to offer a prayer, a collective prayer, a collective offering to the unseen world for the children, for the communities, for the families that were destroyed, but also for hope and resilience. We need you, and prayers are powerful. While we're not religious at all, we're deeply spiritual. That's what prayer is for us. It is a way of communicating with all of the things that are seen and unseen. So as I sing this song, I'm going to call in that beautiful being who looks for our prayers on a daily basis. I'm going to call in that beautiful being we call Megazin, the eagle, to come and take each and every one of your prayers and send them out to all of creation, to send them back in time to those beautiful children, to send them forward to all the ancestors who will be looking for us to have remembered our ways, to have sung the songs, to have offered the prayers. So as I sing the song, I'm going to send it out to the 4 cardinal directions, because I don't know where you come from. I don't know where you're going to go, but I want to honor that for you and your ancestors, for you and your descendants. So please take this moment as I sing this song. Maybe close your eyes so you can be present and think, feel, or speak the words of prayer that you are feeling moved to hold at this time, to speak at this time, to feel at this time, to think at this time. It is called Megazin, the eagle song. And of course, at the end of the song, I hope to hear a nice big buffalo yell. Aho! So we're going to finally close, and I thank you for standing this long. I thank you for honoring this time, this place, this moment, this effort to truly walk that path of reconciliation, to honor the children, and to honor each and every one of yourselves in that good way with a good heart and a good mind. I want to sing a song for the children. And I hope I don't start crying. But this is not an easy day, but it's an important day. And it's one that I'm so honored to be invited to. It's one that I will continue to say yes to. We're invited. And hopefully, to help change the world one heart at a time. In our custom, when you cross over to receive your earth blanket, we sing songs of farewell. We remind you that we will never forget you, that we honor you, even if we don't know your names. And hopefully we'll get to learn some of those names. It is the time for us to send off in a good way with a good heart and a good mind, that continued relationship and connection to those that go on before us. We honor them. So this song is called the Traveling Song. And we believe that we travel along the path of souls. This is the Milky Way. And that the fires are lit up there where the ancestors are. And they're waiting with feasts and celebrations and stories and welcomes. I hope that that's what is happening and what will happen for those children who missed that farewell ceremony, who perhaps after all of these years will have the opportunity to have that done by community members. This is called the Traveling Song. And this will be the last song that I sing. And this will be the last moment that I speak other than saying miigwech. It's been a real honor. Miigwech to the town of Ajax, to the mayor, the councillors, the community members, the workers, everybody who stopped and paused and just taken a moment to figure out what's going on. I see the winds have come in to stretch out that beautiful flag. It touches my heart. And I'm sure I'm not speaking amiss when I say the Mississaugas of Scugog Island are deeply honored and happy to see this moment transpire. I wish Chief Kelly LaRocca could have been here, or some of the community members. Maybe some of you are here and I just don't know. But I want to give greetings and thanks to their continued efforts to protect the lands, the waters, and the beings upon it, to honor the children, and to demonstrate what true resilience is. This will go out again to the 4 cardinal directions because the children are being found everywhere. Miigwech, everybody. Miigwech, miigwech, miigwech.
Thank you so much once again, Kim. Thank you, Paul. Thank you, everybody, for being here today. That now concludes our ceremony for today. Please stay around. We have some more planned shortly after. Thank you.
Miigwech. I'm so honored to have been here.
We're so glad
This was a moment of healing. I want you to know that.
Absolutely. I say we're so glad to be able to do our small part.
This is a legacy that will be forever connected.